Hello, Bill Molyneaux here for Bill's Wargame World and Bill's History World. And tonight we are going to review several Zulu War books, some that are online. We're going to talk about the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. Goober the Traveling Bear is helping out. And we'll post this video on both channels. And we're just going to hop right into the many books that are out there. What I've picked out is a very small selection, and we're also going to cover some wargaming books and rules for miniature wargaming. So let's get right into it. All right, well, let's get to this book review and information on the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. Well, we're going to start off with Chris Parkinson. He's the host of the Redcoat History podcast and YouTube channel, the Redcoat History. He's a journalist, filmmaker, qualified guide of the battlefields of Natal. He actually offers this book free online on his website. And all you have to do is go to Chris Parkinson's Redcoat History, and his book is about 25 pages long. It's free. It's on my iPad now. He has many sources on the in the book regarding his book. He has several other books also for sale, and t-shirts and coffee mugs. And no, I don't know Chris. He's in South Africa, and I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. So the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879 is one of the most famous conflicts in British military history. Defeat of the British, terrible slaughter on both sides. So, can't say enough of how good Mr. Chris has been. I sent him a few emails, and his website, our YouTube site, is just incredible as far as hundreds of videos about the British Army. All right, I guess you can't talk about the Anglo-Zulu War without bringing up the most prolific author of Zulu War history, and that is, of course, none other than Mr. Ian Knight. And I have 22 of his books, and I just grabbed a couple here. It really, he is the king of Anglo-Zulu War history. And at some point, I hope I can send him a copy of Horns of the Buffalo. So, he's just an incredible historian, author, and no, I've never met him. So, where to start on our book review? Ian Knight's books don't need to be reviewed because they're incredible. But I want to bring out some books that you may not know about. All right, so let's start with that. All right, we're going to go back in time. And when I mean back in time, we're going back to 1885, The Witch's Head by H. Rider Haggard. H. Rider Haggard, he's a British author, most known for She, Allan Quatermain, and King Solomon's Mines. But believe it or not, he wrote many books on the Anglo-Zulu War in novel form. He also wrote a book, King Tiswayo, and his people. So, The Witch's Head is a fictional book on it's a historical novel, and he made £50 off of this, written in 1885. It came out after his book called Dawn, and it has the Battle of Issan Luana from the perspective of Natal Native Mounted Police. And of course, this book is, I think, a first edition. I'm a huge H. Rider Haggard fan, by the way. So this is an 1885, and where are we at next for H. Rider Haggard, because we're not done. H. Rider Haggard's main character of Alan Quatermain. And so it's a 3-volume set. It's like a trilogy. Marie, Child of the Storm, and my favorite is called Finish. Now this one, Alan Quatermain is actually at the Battle of San Luana. And he sort of dresses up as a Zulu with some, grabs a shield and some headdress, and everyone is pretty much wiped out, and he gets on a horse and he's able to head off in the opposite direction of Rorke's Drift to escape when everyone else is being taken out. Now, Finished was written in 1917, and it features Alan Quatermain, and then of course Marie and Child of the Storm. So, all backdropped with the Anglo-Zulu War. King Tiswao is in them, and also Colonel Dunford. So that's my recap a bit on H. Rider Haggard. And I also have a book on the Anglo-Zulu War written by Bill Molyneaux, missing the A in his Molyneaux. I've never bothered to see if he's related to me. All right. Since we're going a little bit in the old world, everyone has probably a copy of The Washing of the Spears by Donald Morris. Considered the Bible at one point of Anglo-Zulu War. And I believe it was written in 65. I had to check. All right. Well, as we go through my stack of books here, we have sort of an Anglo-Zulu War book. It's called Queen Victoria's Little Wars. And what it is little chapters of all Queen Victoria's. You know, she had armies everywhere. So this covers Afghanistan, India, the Sudan. A really neat book if you want to learn everything about the Little Wars. Byron Farewell. So we have a little bit of the old stuff done. All right, a little bit of the more modern things. We have Dust Rose Like Smoke. And this is a combination book. It's very interesting because they compare the Anglo-Zulu War with the American Native Plains Indian Wars. And they compare both, you know, Custer's Last Stand to San Luana and so forth. I enjoy this book by Michael Barthrop, Pictorial History of the Anglo-Zulu War. A lot of good photographs. Now, anyone really into the Anglo-Zulu War, of course, a Zulu. Michael Caine's second movie. Everyone thinks it's his first, but actually he was in a Korean War movie prior to Zulu. This is a companion book on the movie, which is really nifty. Tells you how the movie was made. It's I think it's still in print. If it's not, I'm sure you can get one on eBay, and it was written in 2005. I had to check. So there you see Michael Caine, and it also is just loaded with pictures and trivia. And for the Tomahawk Press. All right, everyone. And of course, I'm just zipping through these. Now, like lions, they fought. I had a very good wargaming friend. His name was Rob Chellis. And he gave this to me. To Billy from Rob and Maria, 11/26/88, Fight Like Lions. Rob helped me with my college stuff. He had a personal computer in '88, which was a big deal back then to help me with my papers. Rob passed away a few years ago, but this has traveled several homes in 5 states that I've moved to, and of all my Zulu War books that I did bring down, this one I brought down special because a dear friend gave it to me. All right, Osprey books are next. Grabbed a few of the Osprey books. Everyone's probably familiar with them, but I wanted to just touch base. If you're new to miniature wargaming, the painting guides are incredible in here. Now, speaking of Rorke's Drift with Zulu, this is a special edition Rorke's Drift book in hard copy that came with the Conti Wargaming sets. And it's really a hardcover. It's got movie pictures. And this is a companion if you want to do miniature wargaming. All right. Wow, we're hitting a lot. Speaking of miniature wargaming, let's hit that topic next. All right, as we head into miniature wargaming world, we have a gentleman's war. Glossy coats and tin bayonets, written by none other than the famous author Howard Whitehouse. And I have several of his books and wargaming pamphlets, and he has a great book, African Enemies of the British Army. It's somewhere around here. But this is a great wargaming book for 40 and 54 millimeter figures. It can easily be adapted for any scale, low complexity, and he lists army lists for the Boers, the Zulus, the French Foreign Legion, Boxer Rebellion. So for miniature wargaming, we hit that one. All right, there's an Osprey one, The Men Who Would Be Kings, and a lot of people love this book, and we use it with the Chuckles Heads Wargaming group. Okay, now the next one is called Black Powder, and Black Powder has a, I don't know how to say it, but some people love Black Powder. The pictures, the wargaming, I mean, it's museum diorama rulebook, and there are times you can go through this and you just feel like I'll never have my wargaming table at that standard. Low complexity. A lot of people love Black Powder, and of course some may not. Now there is the Zulu book that goes with it, or it's sold separately, and this gives you all the information to do the Anglo-Zulu War in more detail than what's in the regular book. And once again, they're just incredible pictures. I mean, the books just for the pictures alone are just phenomenal. Okay, let me grab another book here on the pile. All right, we're back. Battle in Africa, Howard Whitehouse. Now, we covered his miniature book, and then this is the one that has all the different, there's Boers, all the African enemies of the British Empire, I guess, 1879 and 1914. Great book. I think it's in a second printing. I've had a few beers with Howard, and during COVID we were chit-chatting a lot because we were doing Zoom calls. All right, we are going to mention Donald Featherstone. In the world of miniature wargaming, Donald is one of my favorite wargamers, or wargame rule designers, and he's a great author. Of course, he's passed away, I don't know, over a decade now, but he really would be considered, him along with Peter Young and Grant, is like the founders of Wargaming after H.G. Wells. I used this for the Prince Imperial scenario last week on my YouTube channel. Okay, well, we're getting near the end of our book, or our book review. Colonial Campaigns in the Zulu War 1869 by Dr. Roy Jones and Mark Fastoso. I know both of them. Great wargamers. Mark's, I think he has 9 or 10 Emmys for public broadcasting. He's a television producer, director, and just a real nice fella. So the Zulu War campaign is a miniature war game scenario book, and a lot of the ideas in the different battles here I used for Horns of the Buffalo, the Anglo-Zulu War game that I just released with Blue Panther. So I did have the Kickstarter, and then Blue Panther is my printer now, and they took over. So we used a few ideas that Roy had, and of course Dennis Bishop, famous professor of Anglo-Zulu War and game designer, he helped me a great deal with this Horns of the Buffalo game. Sadly, he passed away before it got published. Well, I will mention the larger box Horns of the Buffalo that was on the Kickstarter through Superior Print on Demand is not available. It's only available through Blue Panther. And sorry about the glare. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this review. And I don't know if you're still watching the end here, but the Gloucester Museum of History in Gloucester, Virginia is the site that we are going to donate YouTube money to for the next month or two. Due to the fact that I'm doing more videos from home and unable to travel, I'm taking care of my wife a bit. My views may be down, so we may not raise as much money as I normally do for historic sites. And another thing is, I had a man, Rob Warner, I think his name is. He donated $30 for me for games for the American Army, the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Goober the Traveling Bear is all for fun. I have a lot of teachers that follow his adventures. I hope this short history on the Anglo-Zulu War of books for you to learn more. And don't forget, Chris Parkinson's YouTube site, Redcoat History, is just loaded with all kinds of awesome videos, and there it is. That's his free book. You can download it for free on his website, Redcoat History. Stay safe, everyone. Be kind, be courteous. Let people know about my channel. I put everything back into my history sites, and I think that's it. Thank you.